This is Les Major for Broken Joysticks. I'm here with Adam, and Adam will be talking to us today about Injustice: Gods Among Us. So Adam, how's the game going so far?
Good. Comes out April 16th, so we're almost at the finish line. We're really proud of where the game ended up. It's an awesome experience.
Yeah, I've been really impressed seeing NetherRealm's taking their fighting game genre in a whole new direction, going for the DC characters and all that. We've already seen the Mortal Kombat characters fighting the DC characters, but I've seen fighting and all that, the previews online. But this is definitely, it seems a lot more fast and furious. There's a lot more to it. Can you tell us a little bit about the storyline?
Yeah. So the story starts out with the destruction of Metropolis by a nuclear bomb. So that's a good starting point. And then it sort of tells the events after that and whatnot. Beyond that, it's a spoiler, but it's
Fair enough,
an epic story. So it's written by the NetherRealm guys with Jimmy Palmiotti and Justin Gray from DC Consulting to sort of make sure everything came out really perfect and to canon. And the experience is just so much bigger and larger and over the top than Mortal Kombat's story. And that by itself is something we're hugely proud of.
Well, certainly.
Yeah.
Well, that's been the exciting thing. Is especially with the recent Mortal Kombat games, it's been a lot more about story jumping from character to character. Is that how Injustice will play as well?
Yep. So it's a very similar format. We really want, if we let people pick their own characters, especially before they have a chance to start, they're probably going to pick Superman and Batman. So this is a cool way to have people experience the story from different viewpoints, but also to try out characters they might not otherwise play, and they'll most likely find a new character they love without having to go in thinking of it.
Certainly, getting people in there that actually try and really know rather than. How does this differ from Mortal Kombat games in terms of gameplay? I've heard, for example, the block function is different. You hold back instead of actually pressing the block button.
Yeah.
How about the rest of the actual combat?
Yeah, there's some pretty big differences. So you're correct, at a core level, back to block is a big change from Mortal Kombat, and it fundamentally changes the way the game plays. But in terms of big picture stuff, one of the key changes we have for this game is interactable environments. So each fight line has this set of toys to play with, whether it be a car in the background or a chandelier in a house. And every character can use it in their own distinct way. So a big character like Grundy might grab the car and slam it on somebody, while a character like Batman might put a sticky bomb on the car and then jump off, and an explosion might go off. So we actually want the arena you choose and where you are in the arena to be just as important as the character. So that's a pretty fundamental difference in fighting games.
That's really excellent. I was looking at the trailers and everything, and I just kind of tell at times and all that. It was like I didn't want to presume.
Yeah.
But it looked like I believe it was maybe in the Batcave and that there was some hanging wires and the characters were getting knocked into those.
Yep.
No,
that's a really cool
feature.
That one. That's actually the playfield evolves in that background. So first there's a generator that characters pick up and destroy and throw at people, and then later on those become a danger zone. So if you hang out underneath there, you can get electrocuted and get in trouble. So the actual background evolves as the fight goes on.
So of course too, is this going to be in the way of the new Mortal Kombat and everything? Have kind of unlockables and everything too?
Yeah. So that's something we're unquestionably proud of is secrets and unlockables and all those fun things. And there's, especially for DC fans, there's going to be a lot of surprises that I think they'll be really excited by.
Well, I think so too. Especially the Red Sun downloadable content.
Yep.
That really surprised me. I mean, it comes with the whole storyline and everything too, rather than just you can have tons of skins in that game. It certainly is rewarding. Play as your favorite different kind of costumes and everything and all that too on your favorite characters. But yeah. Can you tell us anything about the downloadable content?
Yeah, well, the sort of the Red Sun stuff you mentioned comes with its own storyline, these really cool scenarios that you play, and you do sort of different gameplay things, and it tells a really cool, funny interpretation of that storyline. Right now, the NetherRealm sort of philosophy is to cram as much content on disc as possible up until the last second. But for the most part, we've been putting unlockables and skins and secrets on disc. Now that we're sort of reaching the finish line, we're going to start thinking about maybe characters, maybe backgrounds, maybe even more scenario and story missions. There's just a ton of content that we'd love to keep adding.
Yeah, no, for sure. Oh, especially, it sounds like a lot of you are definitely fans of the series, the different comics and everything.
Yeah.
How about, not secret characters, of course, but how about some other characters that we haven't seen too much of so far? Can you name off a couple of them? I believe I've seen some stuff for Aquaman, for example.
Yes.
How does his fight style actually work? I mean, the only thing I could think of is more of a playful kind of, almost Capcom kind of thing, how you'd have, like sharks coming up in the middle of Metropolis Beach or something, but what's his place?
Aquaman, from day one, has been one of those characters where we said we want to make him just awesome, right? Because it's a challenge.
Well, exactly, yeah.
And
That's what I like to think, too.
Yeah, and we didn't go the Marvel route. It's not cartoon. It's very serious. So he uses his trident really. A lot of attacks based upon hitting people with his huge trident.
Yeah.
Water-based attacks. So he has a tidal wave he can summon. He summons his trident up through water. He's super the sort of big over-the-top moment is he floods the entire arena and then calls in a shark that tears apart his victim. So very visceral, very cool looking, but still, the presentation is cinematic, not cartoon.
Well, that's just it. It sticks more with the actual Mortal Kombat concept of having elemental characters rather than slapstick kind of comedy.
Yeah. And again, there's just tons of content. Really excited for people to get their hands on it and find out, what content they like. The really big thing is just going to be the cinematic presentation. We think it shows off DC in a light that people haven't necessarily seen, and we think they're going to love both DC comics, characters they know as well as
I think that's even one of the biggest things for us and all that. It's like a lot of different fans. I mean, they've been seeing, there's no Mortal Kombat game. So they don't really think about it in the new way that these games have evolved. I mean, the story modes that are just absolutely incredible.
Yeah, exactly. And that's our driving mission is to expand the genre. It would be very easy to keep churning out, fight after fight after fight. It's not what we want.
Well, exactly.
We want to be, our competitor is Call of Duty. We got to make AAA games to compete with the big boys.
Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you very much.